Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Posi-TIPS with Rachelle. It's always great to be here with you as we continue this important series on adversity lessons. And so folks, as you can see here, I actually received this a couple years ago for Christmas. This little plush emoji example. And so for those who text with me on a regular basis, know that I love emojis. And so this was actually a perfect Christmas gift because I use a lot of emojis when I text, a lot of emojis. And that's the wonderful thing, about iPhone is that they have all these pre-selected emojis and they're just wonderful because I love to just articulate my thoughts and these, visually with the emojis. And so, but as we think about just how wonderful technology is and we think about, just the technological advancements of texting, WhatsApp. I mean, there's so many different entities that you can utilize to keep in touch with people. Let's not, and that's when we think about the impact of the coronavirus, colloquially in terms of vernacular, folks are calling it now the Rona. So when we think about the impact that the Rona is having on our lives, and I ask you, and this is certainly something that has happened in my life, and that is, how has the Rona change how you interact with people? Has there been any change? Because if there's one thing that's certain, I know that I've talked to some people on the phone that I haven't talked to in a long time. We may text, we've texted in the past and kept in touch, via quick text messaging, but how many of you have actually picked up the phone and actually called some people that you haven't talked to in a long time? And see, and that's the beauty. When we talk about adversity, when we talk about hardship, when we talk about tough times, that really enable us to focus on what is important in our lives, who is important, prioritize, reevaluate, hey, so-and-so was a great friend. We lost touch a few years ago. Let's see what's going on. Let me reach out. And so that is happening to so many people, and I know that I'm certainly one, for example. So this is actually just a quick message today to remind us to not let technology be the end all for us in terms of our connection with other individuals. Let's go old school from time to time and call people up that we normally don't talk to on the phone. Call them up, see how they're doing. See how much you will make that person's day. And you, trust me, you will be blessed as well. Your own day will be made when you can hear the inflection rise in someone's voice, when they are saying, oh, it is so good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a long time. How are you doing? It's so good to talk to you. And you can hear those verbal nuances that certainly can be captured on a text message or WhatsApp or any other type of technological means of communicating, connecting, and staying in touch with one another, folks. So that's all I have for you today. Go old school. Pick up the phone and give someone a call today. They will be so surprised to hear from you. It's kind of like, oh my goodness, talking on the phone again. This is wonderful. And in that same vein, instead of sending someone a text and, hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you. Go old school. Now, I'm just a greeting card fanatic. I admit I've sent a lot of greeting cards over the years to a number of people, just in various arenas of my life. I'm very big on greeting cards. And so when was the last time you sent someone a greeting card? Because if that's one thing that in terms of feedback that I get from people is, I can't tell you, Rachelle, when the last time I got a card in the mail was. I mean, go old school. E-cards are wonderful, electronic cards. You send them to someone's email or text, whatever. But going down to the store, showing that person you took a few extra steps in terms of your thoughtfulness and willingness to follow this thing through, and send that person, and they get in the card in the mail, I assure you that type of responses that you get will blow your mind. But we need to recognize when we do things for people, we have to evaluate our motives. Don't be looking for some very big, oh, I can't believe you did this for me. You're so wonderful. You're so awesome. Do it because you want to bless the person. You want to let them know you care. You want to be thoughtful. And that way you won't be hanging by a needle and thread, hanging by a thread, just determining, oh my goodness, that person didn't respond, or I never heard from them, or they weren't appreciative enough, and that's where questionable motives come in. I mean, you weren't in those type of situations when people react that way, when they've done something for someone and they're not appreciative, or I've done more for them, and all of that. Your motives were wrong. Whenever you have this type of negative reactions and you're keeping score of what you did and they didn't do, or what you did and they never do, and all in this back and forth, and you're mentally in a bad place after doing something for someone, you have to evaluate your motives. Let's do things with the motive of blessing people, of letting them know we care, genuinely thinking about you, wanted to call you and say hello, see how you're doing, I haven't talked to you in a while, or send someone a card, but do it with right motives. Don't send it with strings attached. Don't call someone with strings attached, because you want to call them and pretend that you really care, but you're really hoping that they realize that you could really use some type of assistance right now. So you're hoping that they ask you. And then when they don't, all of a sudden that you're mad, your feelings are hurt, because those are wrong motives. So folks, we want to operate with integrity. We want to operate with excellence, and we want to operate as much as humanly possible with right motives, doing things for the right reasons. And we won't be disappointed when we do that. So folks, that's all I have for you today. Stay tuned till next week for the next episode of these adversity lessons in this Posi-TIPS series. Can't wait. But until then, remember, I am positively passionate about your happiness and success. Make it a great